Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so please take the messages that do resonate and check out your other placements to see what messages may be waiting for you there. All right, my friends, let's get started for Libra. What is the energy around the week ahead for Libra? A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Okay, one more card. There we go. A new start is coming in the new moon here and working through your fears. So we see a win-win outcome is forecast. Working through your fears. A new start is coming. Bottom of the deck, prosperity lies ahead. Okay, Libra, that's a lovely beginning to your reading here. So you've got something moving through right now that's bringing in a new start, but it's also bringing in some fears. You do have this reassurance here that a win-win outcome is forecast and that prosperity lies ahead, but I feel like you can't see those two things right now. All you feel is that something is bringing in a lot of fears, and it feels like you have the opportunity for a new beginning here, but it comes with some work to sort of manage any fears of change. Sometimes new starts can initiate a lot of fear because it's new. And in some cases, instead of choosing to be excited about the new stuff, we get a little bit fearful about new stuff. But I do feel like you've got some positive messages here of prosperity and a win-win outcome. So perhaps working through your fears is going to be met with quite a bit of prosperity and an outcome that feels like you're winning and it's win-win. So that says to me that someone else is winning too. So there's two aspects to this that are going to be successful. So that makes me wonder if this is about a relationship, or it could be a romantic relationship, or just a relationship that you have with a group of people, or an opportunity, or a person. There's something here that says both parties are going to be successful. There's going to be a win-win. So you're not sacrificing something here. This is a new start that's coming with everyone feeling a win. So that's intriguing. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards here for Libra. Not Leo. Libra. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's see. These cards really do seem to echo what we just talked about. So you've got the Devil, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Wands. So that tells me that, yeah, you are moving through into a new beginning here with this Four of Wands. There is a time of celebration coming up here, and it feels like you're moving through a gateway here where you're starting a new beginning that will be very successful and perhaps very prosperous as well. As the Oracle cards indicated, you are sort of having a moment of recognition with the Six of Wands. Very successful energy coming through something where you did face your fears. You did face your fears, and you were able to sort of have a new beginning and overcome those fears and realize a lot of happiness, a lot of gratitude, a lot of inner celebration here as you sort of march in victorious. So that's very interesting, actually, to see these cards. Now, I feel like you are going to face fears that are not only fears, but just things that are almost like fears to you personally. When I see the Devil card, this is your moment to face some shadows that have been holding you back for some time. And I feel like not only are you going to be winning by facing those things and sort of overcoming them and working through them, but that you're going to sort of have this moment of inner celebration that leads to a new beginning, perhaps for you and others. When I think of the Six of Wands, you're going to be inspiring other people as you work through your fears it almost allows others to work through theirs as well. And I feel like that's how we get the win-win, that by you sort of delving into some shadow work, it's almost going to remove any kind of feelings of fear or defeating conversations. An inability to communicate is coming through here, and that you're going to have this inner celebration. It could be a moment where you have a new start coming in, and for some of you it could involve a passage, like a life passage, where you might find yourself sort of being promoted, or for some of you the Four of Wands could be a significant moment in a relationship where things level up to a higher level of celebration, maybe marriage. For others of you, this is a moment where you have a personal win and something occurs that makes you feel like you've achieved something. You've achieved something. A new beginning has been achieved. And there's the Queen of Swords, which represents you, Libra, coming out at the end here to say, as you seek your truth, as you face your truth, even the shadow parts of you, you will find prosperity. You will find a new beginning. You just have to manage the fears. Yeah, you just have to work through those fears and sort of not let the fears become bigger than you and the truth that you're seeking. I feel like right now you are seeking answers. You're seeking understanding. You're seeking, you know, and whatever it is that you're seeking, it lies within you first. And then once you can face this and sort of break the chains of your connection to that shadow part by understanding it, by bringing in light, by bringing in sort of illuminating a truth to this situation, I feel like you're going to see things differently, and that the fears won't be as powerful anymore. They won't be in control as much anymore. So there'll be this inner celebration and this moment of celebration that is met with success and victory and sort of recognition and acknowledgement that I think you're seeking that. You're seeking that sort of someone to acknowledge this truth along with you. I feel like for some of you, this could involve a relationship. There's the Queen of Pentacles as well. So not only are you seeking the truth and wanting to sort of face things head on and see a new prosperous beginning take hold, but it's also going to be very healing and grounding and reminding you how self-reliant you are, and that you don't actually need anyone to acknowledge you as long as you understand yourself. But there will be this byproduct of people sort of recognizing you for this successful victory. You know, there is a win here. You know, you can't deny that when you see this combination in your readings. In your reading, this is there is a win here by seeking out the truth. But you know, I almost feel like you must seek the truth, not just the truth on the surface, but to go within, to see the shadow here, to see what elements of yourself you need to see the truth about too. And so that's why I think it's win-win, because it's not just you. This involves someone else. And like I said, it might be a group of people or a singular person, but this is a win for both of you. By you seeking the truth on this, not only is it a win for you, but it's also a win for someone else. So I might be reading for a Libra that's in a relationship, or that is, you know, this could even be a dynamic where it's in a work environment where you're sort of, by you discovering something about yourself, it creates a win elsewhere. You know what I mean? And it could involve your you know, a work colleague. I feel like it involves a relationship with a person, and the emotional quality of that relationship might vary. It might be friend, it might be romantic, it might be a colleague. It's interesting though. I feel like it's going to be very grounding and healing, and allow you to see just how self-reliant you are, that you actually don't need to rely on anyone else. This could be a codependent relationship that you're finding freedom from. This could be a situation where you're looking for someone to sort of recognize you, and then you sort of see that as long as I recognize myself, I'm successful. And there's a fear around this. There's still a fear around this. That's why that shadow work is sort of coming through with the Devil card there. Now let's clarify here. Why are we seeing the Devil card here? King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're starting to lose your patience, and you're starting to become a little bit explosive emotionally. Excuse me. You might even be sort of overly assertive. And that could be because you're maybe projecting some shadows onto someone else. Okay? So when I see the King of Wands landing on the Devil like this, that tells me that the reactions and responses that you're having to a situation, you're sort of projecting them onto someone else right now, because we sometimes have a hard time facing our own shadows. And so it's part of a defense mechanism to sort of project them onto someone else and say, no, you're doing that to me, instead of where am I doing that to myself? And I think that's where you're working through some fears here, that perhaps there is something within you that is keeping you limited, and you're sort of projecting it outwardly onto someone else, and it's causing you to feel really sort of like you could explode, you know what I mean? Like you could totally explode emotionally here and have an outburst and sort of feel almost too assertive, instead of sort of feeling that equanimity that keeps you calm, so that you can sort of reflect inwards, which is what I think this reading is guiding you towards, is to have that inner reflection so that you can have an inner celebration. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Six of Cups coming through here for you. So this is a pattern from the past, from your inner child's past, and it's time for it to be looked at again. You know, this is a pattern that formed in the past, and it could also be that the relationship that you had with this person formed in the past, and now it's almost time to bring it to the present and to renew it, to look at it honestly and have sort of a moment where you work through something to be able to bring it to a new beginning, you know, to have a new successful beginning here. A win-win. Like I'm telling you, this involves someone. This involves someone from your past that is here. Now, there's your new beginning. Your new start is coming in the form of the Ace of Cups, which is beautiful. There is an opportunity to have a new beginning with this situation. It needs love. It needs love and some shadow work to uncover some fears that are sort of deeply rooted within, that are being projected outward. And I feel like you're needing to seek that truth within, which is why we're seeing the combination of these two queens, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, bringing in the truth, and also sort of seeing it as something that you can heal yourself by doing the shadow work, by looking at those shadowy parts of ourselves that we tend to project onto others. Maybe a bit of blaming is going on here. Blaming instead of looking to see, well, what part of this can I change with love? You know, what part of this can I change by working through my fears? How can I have a win-win in this situation with what I can control? You know? Look at that Queen of Swords. We're getting Temperance and the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. So it's like more patience is required, and being grounded in the present. So for some of you, some of this blaming is coming up because of the past. And so it's not happening now. And so there may be some resentments here, is what I'm feeling, is that, you know, if you're holding on to resentments and thinking about how things in the past happened and how these patterns got rooted in the past, and you know, perhaps there was something here that happened that you may have allowed in the past that now you're sort of resentful about it, so you're projecting that resentment instead of sort of owning that choice, you know, like, and being patient with how things are unfolding as you seek the truth, instead of feeling so hot-tempered and ready to sort of lash out. It feels like that is all fear-based. That's all coming from the fears. It's all coming from the shadow work that's coming to the surface, you know? And seeing that with the Nine of Cups tells me that, you know, by focusing on the truth, you might, and by being patient, as you uncover that truth, you're going to sort of find yourself feeling a lot of emotional sort of satisfaction and feeling less hot-tempered and less likely to sort of project and less likely to sort of blame. You know, when I see that Ace of Cups, I can't help but think that this situation could have a new beautiful beginning, but it has to be one that you sort of enter into with this idea of really seeding a new beginning in love and found like newfound emotions, awakening that heart center, making it open. Instead of feeling resentment, which closes that heart center faster than anything. I mean, feeling resentment is a very, very effective way to close down your heart center, you know? And seeing the Nine of Cups tells me that you can make a choice to look at things in a different way, to open your heart to gratitude, sort of allows a whole different spectrum of emotions to come in. And that Nine of Cups is guiding you towards this idea of, you know, what are you allowing yourself to experience along this journey right now? And where is your focus? Is your focus on the gratitude and that you feel and choosing joy and being patient and seeking the truth within you and outside of yourself? Or is your focus sort of on this idea of the King of Wands in reverse, which can be very explosive, overly ambitious without really having a focused direction, which is a very interesting sort of combination that needs love and compassion. Love and compassion for you and for the external. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands, where it's like you're expecting that you need to defend yourself. You constantly feel attacked here, and it's almost driving your fears forward. Instead of being like, there's nothing to fear here, I can make choices that change how I feel, which change my nervous system's reaction to what's around me. And it's almost an exercise that needs to be done within first, Libra. Very, very interesting reading. Yeah, this is some shadow work coming to the surface here, getting your attention. Compassion, love, forgiveness of past things, and focusing on the present are really going to help you. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's pull a card here to close your reading, Libra. What is the final guidance here for Libra? Passion. Interesting. It says here, the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies a hidden gem of insight. And the King of Wands is full of intense emotions, bursting, exploding, right? Like we were saying. So there's a hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm in there. And it assists us in finding balance in this intensity, moving us from chaos to calm. Moving from chaos to calm. How lovely. That really sums this up. Moving from chaos to calm of its core, where you can find long-lasting wisdom that fills you up. This is very interesting. This is a choice to move from chaos to calm. And I feel like whatever's triggering this right now is triggering all of these shadowy elements to the surface so that you can transform those through being patient, through having compassion. That will take this chaos into calm. What a fascinating reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. If it's resonated with you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care.